So Alpha Romeo, yeah, I get to introduce the guest that I have in studios today. His name is Alpha Romeo, who's been in the game for quite some time, understands the industry way better than a lot of artists that we get to see right now. From where you coming from to where you are now, what is your understanding in the industry?
I understand that people don't really love each other.
Okay.
I understand that people always talk, so you gotta do what you gotta do. You need to also understand your fan base, people that you do it for.
Okay.
You know, you're not going to have everyone on your side, but if you understand your audience, yeah, it becomes easy.
Given an opportunity to define the word love that is in the music industry, how would you define it?
Well, I think we need to just support each other more. You understand? But there are still people who want to treat others like you know. But the moment we come together and make a strong bond as an industry, I think we can go far.
So there is no bond that actually gets to push someone to reach a certain level?
I think so.
There's no bond.
That's what I think.
Awesome. Interesting stuff. Exactly 15:24 is the time. This is live radio for those that have just tuned in and you're checking out the coolest and the fastest drive time show in the motherland. Bamu Blood. That one features J Cash, Crucial as well, and yes, performed by Alpha Romeo, who is in studios right now. Amazing music, amazing vibe, and this is what we're talking about. Being in the game doesn't mean you are you're supposed to act like her or maybe sound like her, but well, there's just that punch that you keep on bringing on board. What really keeps you going?
Well, first off, I understand my audience, and you know, I'm a hip hop artist, so if I'm gonna bring the fire, I gotta bring it. You understand? So
nice, and this sounds amazing.
Thank you very much.
It's a fire jam. Exactly 15:30. Alpha Romeo, what's your stance now as an artist? Are you signed on an indie record label, or maybe you are just an individual?
That's something that I'm gonna be talking about maybe in the next week.
In the coming week.
Yeah.
So currently
that needs to be a topic on its own.
Story in Bide.
Yeah.
We would love to get a glimpse of it.
That one, let's reserve it for next week.
Okay, how's it been? Coming from a record label that was always there for you and getting to stand with you every time you wanted to put up music, to a point where you are now alone now as an individual, getting to pull out an album as well as music. How is it like?
It's not easy, but you know, you gotta be moving. If other people are moving, you can't just stop because you know this and that is not working. Yeah, so I've been at KRMI for a long time. You understand? The time I just started my music. Yeah, so it's family.
The time you just started your music?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, KB is my big brother, so I can still do music from KRMI.
Looking back, 2021, on the 19th of March, if I'm not mistaken, March, you are published to be signed under XYZ. What really happened there?
I think it was just wrong timing for me because there was the Kalandanya issue going on, there was Nexus issue going on, you know, so I think it was just wrong timing.
It was wrong timing on which side? Your side or maybe the XYZ side?
I think on both sides, because obviously even the team didn't know that we're gonna go to Kalandanya and start doing this. Obviously nobody knew what was coming, and when I got signed there, we started working, and then the other guys went to Kalandanya. I don't know the conflicts that the guys had. H-Mark and them made New Age, but at that time we had already started recording my album.
Okay, so you are actually signed under XYZ, and then the mix-up came on board.
Yes.
You just made it clear that you are working on something.
Yeah.
Did it come out?
These are the same songs that made an album.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
some of these songs we recorded them when XYZ was still intact.
Without New Age.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So even the time H-Mark was making New Age, some of the songs were already made.
Would we say it's lack of communication?
I don't know.
You're supposed to know you are here. That's the reason why we have you here.
I don't know if it was lack of communication, but everything happened so fast. You know, makalandanya, we now have panga, zapanga che, timu yanyu, and you know, so it was. It's like I had nothing more to say because I was watching people
splitting.
Yeah, and you know.
Okay.
But me and H have a background, so I was like, so what are we going to do? Oh, let's just finish the album and then we see what happens. So that's exactly what we did.
Interesting stuff right there, and that actually answers my next question to say, what was your position there? So there are other people that were actually saying you are signed under New Age.
No, I'm not signed under New Age, but the album was already in process, so we just said, let's conclude the album and see what happens, because obviously I couldn't say, okay, I'm going to finish the album at X Live because the other guys went to. Yeah.
So there have been a lot of talks from the fans from the time KB made that move going to Nexus. What was it like on your side?
I just saw it like anybody else.
You just looked at it like anybody else?
No, when he was going to Nexus, I had no idea that he was going to go to Nexus. So I received the news just like anybody else. Yeah.
Were you affected?
No.
You're not affected?
No, I wasn't affected in any way.
DJ Gracious, all the way.
Do you by any point think of just creating your own brand and or maybe record label that you get to groom young artists as well?
I've tried that before. It didn't turn out well, so I still have trust issues. So
you still have trust issues?
Yeah.
Is it because of what you've gone through?
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Okay, interesting. Later to PJ, a song that actually speaks a lot of message. Honestly, to me, this is a song that actually expresses growth and also a lot of pain and a lot of mixed feelings to me. And it's actually a song that was actually sought looking at the person that you got on board, Alicia Long. Great sound, awesome production, and a lot of things were actually said on this particular platform.
Welcome to Voices. Yeah.
Interesting, and you made it clear when you said KB left and went to Nexus. So KB, I was watching a clip. KB went he actually contacted you 3 months before he left, going to Nexus, wanting you to do a project.
No,
he didn't.
We met at some place. He told me, "Come through. We make a project."
Okay, he didn't contact you for a project.
We met at some place, and then he told me, "Should come through. We make a project."
Did you respond to that?
I said, "Yeah, we'll come through." You know, but then it wasn't. I felt like we needed to sit down, discuss, and talk about this project. You can't just start doing a project. Mambo record the manim, you know.
Him being someone that actually has groomed you, if we can put it.
Yeah.
You needed to sit down. Wasn't it okay to just jump on that opportunity to say, okay?
I accepted, but I had also my own issues. I was going through some things. So he needed to, you know, I had my personal issues. So that's the reason why I wasn't putting up music for some time, because I had my own issues going on.
Okay.
You understand? So the time that I got done with my issues and then he left for Nexus. So I was like, oh, obviously they'll be divided now because he's the CEO. He's not going to manage to say, Achoka kuja aburakea mi tapangamanimbo, you know. Yeah, plus he's got work as well. So I just felt I wasn't going to get the attention that I would love when recording the project. A huge project like this.
Awesome. Yeah. Interesting. Did you at any point think of you jumping to Nexus as well?
I almost thought I would jump on it because KB was the CEO. So I was like, obviously he's going to call me to say, yo, there's this deal and I want you to be on it. But then when we talked about it, he said the ball wasn't in his hands. So I let it go and started doing my own thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. From the conversation, I could tell you're strong enough, and I could tell you are very truthful enough, and you are ready to face it all.
I'm always ready to face it all.
Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you so much for your time. In conclusion, what's one thing you wish you would have known before knowing music?
I think I know everything that I needed to know.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew everything that I needed to know on different times, but I do not regret anything.
You don't regret anything?
No.
Afunza maningi ma question.
Akasifunza.
Nifuna manje munifunze kona imo question.
So imwe where would you have loved me to be? New Age, XYZ, Nexus, or Calendar?
Honestly speaking, I look at musician in a very different perspective because of my understanding of music. You see, record label come with a lot of agreements and a lot of stuff. So for me, as you have grown, yes, I know you grew up from K Army, but personally, I would love you to be an individual and preach your own story. Because honestly, if you do join another group even now, you're going to have a lot of ups and downs because people will come on board and say, he just failed to understand us. That's the reason why he failed to work with us. So being independent is something that I respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is my answer.
Thank you very much for your honesty.
Thank you so much for coming through once again. And thank you so much for visiting Live Radio.
Chinchana.